the start of the hospital in Keith. Many years ago in the early 1940s, my parents had a son who happened to be my brother. And they were playing tennis one day over on the tennis court, and after their tea time he was scolded and they had to race to Bordertown. In those days the road was rough and it took a while. Well, at any rate, a life was lost. This got to my father and he virtually dedicated his life from there on to hospitals and the medical setup. He joined the Bordertown Hospital Board. He learned all he could about the hospital, the running of the hospital. Then the time seemed right to instigate the building of a hospital in Keith. So a meeting was called, and it was probably here, and the public were all for getting a hospital for Keith, try and save local lives. So I think it's in about 1954, the community got behind it, and Mr. George Hill, the late George Hill, donated a block of land, which is where the hospital stands now. They got to work and they dug the foundations. That was all done with shovels. I used to ride my push bike down Hill Avenue going to school and watch the progress as time went on. The foundations were poured and then up went the door frames with struts up against the door frames, and then up went Mangambia stone and away went the hospital. It was small then. It consisted of a nurses' home on one end, a general wing on the other end, and a kitchen. From there it grew and it grew and it grew as this district needed it. You know, the school got to capacity, I think, of about 750. It was a thriving town. And we absolutely needed the hospital. In the meantime, the ambulance service grew. It had to. Once a hospital was built, it had to get an ambulance. Once again, a public meeting was called, and it was decided to go for an ambulance. Community support behind it. They decided to buy a Volkswagen, a Bongo vehicle. So that came in as an ambulance. And I remember the barometer for finance, the barometer and the target and where we were, and it finally hit the top, and away went the ambulance. A bit later on we built an ambulance centre up near the hospital. The idea was to keep all those services in close proximity and around the hospital. Then, I think it was Gough Whitlam came up with some money and we built a health centre. That health centre was just fantastic for the community. Then, I think another Labor government came up with some money for the senior citizens complex. That was built onto the health centre. Carina, in the meantime, was being built back behind. So there we had just a huge complex. It's really a one-stop shop, something for everybody, from the children to the old people on the mid-range. And that complex is something that we must not lose. So here we are today with this asset. I think my father would say, well, it looks like we've done the full circle. I don't think so. I've got a feeling we are going to get out of this. And by the roll-up tonight, I think everybody's of the same opinion. And if we stay together as a community and we fight for this, normally you win out in the end. So let's stay together and fight for our hospital.